I'm Jimi Hendrick, and this episode is called Botpattern Disruptors on Empower Your Pattern 2.0. Did you know that there are success patterns to help you receive more, to help you live a better and extraordinary life right now? In this podcast, I give you these spiritual and temporal tips to help you understand these patterns and to overcome the adversities in everyday life. Hello everybody, how is everybody doing this wintry day? I tell you what, the clouds and everything, it was hard for me not to sleep in today. And it's obvious that I need to come talk to you guys about something that I see is a special topic to me. You know, I haven't talked about this very often, and I think it needs to be addressed. And that is two thought pattern disruptors that are common in our reactive culture. Okay, so be ready for this. Okay? The first one is rats in maze thinking. You know, like rats in a maze? It's kind of like they're hunting for the cheese, but they're trapped in a maze. You know, and then they're crying, okay, who ate my cheese? You know? It's kind of like they're the people, it's like, well, I'm in a dead-end job, and I've had all this education. It's just nothing to show for it. It just ain't working now. It just stinks, you know? And that's that negative stinking thinking. That is a huge problem in our culture. And I'll be honest with you, I do have a political show where I cover the news. But it's getting to where anymore, so much of it is rats in maze thinking that it's hard for me to want to cover it. It's stuff that really, to me, just gets tiresome. And so, that's why I'm glad to be here on Empower Your Pattern 2.0 and talk to you about how to get out of this rats in maze thinking. You know, where you feel like you're trapped. You don't have to feel like you're trapped. But it's common for us, because of our reactive culture, and in some instances, the people around you. And you know, I talked to you last spring about some of the keys to overcome adversity. And some of the ones I think that'll help you with the rats and maze thinking is the wise counsel key and the associations key. You see, it's important to associate with the right people and to receive wise counsel. Because if you don't, it just becomes a huge problem area for you. And so now, here's another thought disruptor. And I'm not talking about the traditional definition of it. Psychologists define hyperreactivity as in a hyper response to trauma. Okay, that may be so for in a micro level, but I like to talk more in the macro level. In a large scale level, which is more in line of what I like to talk about, how I define hyperactivity in that aspect is reactivity is, well, there is responsibility, which is what we like to talk about, what we prefer to talk about, which is empowering. But then the opposite of that is irresponsibility and hyperreactivity. You just keep cycling the same negative over and over again. It's like what often occurs sometimes in my church, where we talk about what's known as the pride cycle, which is what hyperreactivity is based in. And I'm not talking about a positive pride. I'm talking about a negative pride that drags you down, where you just go with the herd, regardless of whether or not they're right. And so that becomes a huge barrier for your thoughts. And so these are thought pattern disruptors that get in the way of success from keeping you from obtaining what you can do, be, and have. And so to that extent, you can understand that you can overcome these. Because you see, the hyperreactivity, which is the reactive culture, it perpetuates the rat's in maze thinking. And really, I came up with all this yesterday by going to church, and by I was celebrating with some friends from church afterwards, and it just came to my mind what really are the barriers to our success, and these two are it. Stay tuned. Next time we're going to talk about the good stuff, the sweet stuff, pecan pie thinking. Get ready. Hope you've enjoyed listening to Empower Your Pattern 2.0. If you like what you hear, please subscribe and become a citizen of Pattern Realm. This is Jimi Hendrix saying until next time, don't just sit there and take it. Build your dreams so you can take it. Do what others don't so you can be what others won't. Do what others won't so you can have what others can. Choose, act, and pursue happiness. God bless you.